jump straight in because I've got loads to cover this morning. And then we're going to be jumping into Simon. So in the second part of this morning's session, Simon is going to be sharing a new tool which is kind of all-encompassing and is a potential replacement to things like lead pages and ClickFunnels, but he will tell you all about that when he joins us for the second session. So you've got a value-packed morning. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for being here. It's really important to acknowledge that the fact that you're taking time, and I don't know where you are, but it's a beautiful day here, and you're taking time out of your weekend to learn, to invest in yourself, to grow. Actually, that one thing in and of itself says a huge amount about you. So I just want to acknowledge that and say thank you and well done. You've just put yourself into the top percentile of people who sort of are really serious about investing in their training and development. So well done. That's a win straight away. So in case you don't know me, my name is Ben Brophy. Just a minute on me, just so you can see, hopefully, that I'm qualified to share. So my aim and objective today is to make sure that you come off this session thinking, I'm glad that I chose to invest my non-renewable resource, which is my time. The one thing that every second that passes is non-renewable, 1 second closer to passing through. Unfortunately, that's the truth. So the fact that you've taken the time to decide to share with myself, with Simon and the Internet Business School team, I want you to leave this morning's session thinking, I'm glad I did that. And actually, Ben and Simon shared some useful stuff with me, which I can apply to make a difference to my life. So that's kind of what I ultimately want for you, to get stuff that you can implement, put into practice, so you can get more time to be with your loved ones, to be with your friends and your family, doing what you genuinely want to be doing. Because often it's not necessarily that you want to be sat on a computer doing a business or creating a business. Maybe you do, but normally it's kind of more the end result. But if we can enjoy the journey in the same process. So I'm going to share with you some tips and tools, as is Simon, to help make that, hopefully accelerate that process. So in case you don't know me, that's me here, this guy here. So you can see them actually. You can play Snap on the screen here. So we've got, you know, just with Tony Robbins, with Simon there, traveling around the world. I enjoy adventure, pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I've trained, had the privilege of sharing with Simon and other organizations all around the world in 5 continents. And just going from top left, importantly, top left of the screen there is kind of me working remotely, doing stuff like this, working on one-to-one coaching, doing YouTube, doing videos for people, helping businesses, helping charities remotely. Have internet connection, can work. So, and also just to share there, in a few of those pictures where I'm kind of by a pool or I'm by the sea, I've actually just exchanged skill sets. There is a growing economy in skill set exchange. So having transferable skills, whatever those skills may be, or whatever skills you may have at the moment. Sometimes if people don't have the cash to pay for, they don't want to, then actually doing a skill set exchange of something that they have for value. So in that example, 5-star villas, they've got vacant rooms. I've got a skill set. I'll help you with a YouTube video. Great, win-win. So just to be open-minded to think outside of just sort of the normal parameters. There's a lot of sort of business and great experiences to be had. Working in Vietnam, the Philippines, Singapore with Simon around the world, writing books with sort of BBC Radio 1 figureheads, doing radio shows on Hay House, the world's leading mind-body and spirit publisher, and doing radio shows and publishing with them. Getting many people and having the privilege of, in the early days, sharing with Simon, with Rick McMahon, who is now the YouTube guru, doing over £30,000 a month on YouTube. But initially I showed him how to get started with YouTube. Now he's teaching me, which is amazing. And that's the way that life should be. We all learn from each other. But lots of video, getting people to the top of search engine rankings, creating courses, writing for magazines, and doing lots of charity projects around the world and helping people, because I think it's important to give something of ourselves back to others, whether it's time, effort, energy, or if we've got the privilege of having some extra resource in money, then so be it. But that's enough about me. Just in case you're new to me, that's just to share with you, who is this bald guy? Who you can't see me here. Simon actually thought I was short the first time we ever spoke on a Skype. Then I went and met him in person and he realized that I'm nearly 6'5". He was like, oh, I thought you were a little midget. But there you go. I'm tall, I'm bald, I'm Ben Brophy, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you this morning. So enough about me for a moment. Could you please just let me know, because this is a nice exercise to do, and I do this on a lot of my webinars and training. I want to know about you. So firstly, just let me know whereabouts in the world you are right now. And secondly, right now this morning, obviously everything is ebbing and flowing, but how are you feeling sort of with everything that's going on the whole? Are you really overwhelmed? Are you feeling pretty good? Are you flying? Some people have got their feet back and are loving it all. So kind of on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it couldn't be any worse, 10 being it's amazing, and anywhere in between there. Just so tell me where you are, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how you're kind of feeling on average at the moment. So we've got lovely, and thank you for the feedback. I do a lot of interaction and I really value this quick fire. Already we've got a great team here. I can see this. So we've got Newmarket, we've got Val, Abigail, we've got Leicestershire, Redwood, we've got Diliana in Johannesburg, amazing. We've got Don Fisher in Southampton, Liz Hughes in Bristol, Lynette Charnley in London. We've got Joseph over in Romania, Alex up in Glasgow. See, I love asking this question. We've got a global audience and I've only read out a few. We've got Mark in Guildford. We've got John, 9 out of 10, going great, up near Cannock Chase. We've got Andrew in Lichfield, Staffordshire, Trudy in Derby. We've got Twickenham, Jacqueline, Quasi, Kensington, London, Clayton from Wales, brilliant. On a 1, okay, really sorry to hear that. So Clayton, my promise to you is that by the end of this session, I'll and Simon will have lifted you, even if it's temporarily, at least to a 3. If we're really pushing it, hopefully to a 4, but I'll try and give you as best energy as I can and some good tools. So I'm sorry to hear about the challenges. We've got an 8, Martin in Wiltshire. We've got a Gosport, Peter, 10, flying up there, Peter. If you're on a 9 out of 10, an 8, a 9 or a 10 as well, please just type in, what would you put down? Maybe you've just got life nailed, but because we can all learn from each other, please just type in a couple of the things that you attribute to you being up there, because I can learn from you. We can all learn from each other. So if you're really feeling amazing, just share a couple of the things that you put that down to, and let's just have a quick refresh on some of the things that help lift our spirits and help us to feel better or stay out of overwhelm. We've got Trudy, an 8. Charles, I'm Ben. I'm not. Simon's coming later, so it's good that I did that introduction. Okay, so I'm Ben. Simon's going to be on in the second half. We've got Diliana, a 7. We've got Paul in Norwich, an 8. Abigail, Birmingham, Georgina, 7. We've got Liz Hughes, a 12. So you definitely need to tell us the secret sauce. Or are you already on the vodka and the drink already, Liz? Okay, we've got Don Fisher. We've got 6. We've got Cadion from Birmingham. We've got Hazel. Quite, there's so many here. So excuse me if I don't read you out. I didn't realise we've got so many on here. So I'm just going to read out some of the places. We've got Kirkcaldy, we've got Brittany, we've got Dorset, we've got Wales, we've got a 6, a 5, a 7, we've got London, Martin Brady, Rob Lewis, 8, we've got Simon Hereford, Bucks, a 9, Birmingham, UK, 2, Nigel, we're going to help lift you, buddy. This is also why we work as a team and mastermind. Okay, feeling pretty good, a 9. Edward, we've got Abigail, 4, based in Warminster, an 8 out of 10, Annette. We've got Keith Morgan, a 10, a Warminster. We've got a 5, Trevor Clark, hi Trevor. Cadian, Kent. Wow, okay, so we've got so many people. I'm not going to get through all of these. I didn't know that we had so many. We've got Kenya in the house. Okay, London. We've got Tony in the Wirral. Chill. Okay, we've got Windsor, feeling good, setting up my helium mining business. Okay, brilliant. We've got Andy in Wales. Okay, so look, overwhelmed in a beautiful way, loads of you here, and I'm privileged that you've taken the time to share. We've got Mark in France. We are international. We've got Israel, beautiful. Okay, this is so nice. Okay, we've got South Africa. We've got I'm 73 and still breathing, Jerry says. What an amazing. I've got over here, and I'm going to give it as a bonus. I'm going to make a note. I've got Tony Robbins' life philosophy, which you get on his top training program, and I had it designed, and as a gift I'm going to send it to you after this training, okay, over here on my wall. And one of those is linking into what Jerry said. One of his reframes is every day above ground is a great day. Just we're alive today. There's thousands of people around the world who didn't wake up this morning. Fact. So every day above ground, no matter what's going on, is a great day. I'm alive. It's a new opportunity. So thank you, Jerry. Charles is saying it'd be wonderful if it would be repeated on another date, as I've just finished from a night shift and now feeling sleepy, so unable to continue until the end of this training. Okay, well, stick with me, Charles. I'm going to give you some goodies. Hazel saying to keep a positive attitude and a positive reframe, whatever's going on. Edward is saying having a great workout and looking forward to kind of what he's focusing on, his goals. Okay, great. So focusing. Hi, Charles. Feeling good due to morning meditation and exercise. Absolutely. Again, even if you're, and this is totally normal, it was to me a few years ago, if mindfulness or meditation is a bit woo-woo or wacky to you or sounds a bit hippie, almost all of the top business people, and I'm working with a lot of business people, so many of them are now saying that some kind of mindfulness, some kind of meditation, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, really does make a huge difference. And if you don't know, there's a Headspace app. Headspace, I'm going to move quite quickly, so a lot of this will be freestyle as well, because this is why I like to interact. Headspace app and Insight Timer. Insight Timer, they've got loads of free meditations in there. Okay, Insight Timer and Headspace app, that will help you if you're on a 2 or 1 or 2 or 3, or if you're a 9 and a 10. It can only help lift you and help you deal with everything and help bring in goodness into your life. So that is something that I would highly suggest. Peter saying that he's enjoying learning something new every day. Michael saying keeping my mind active and constantly learning. Absolutely. And again, I'm just going to say to you, you are in the minority sharing and showing up on a Saturday morning, well, any time of the week. Do you know that the majority of people, once they've finished their sort of formal education, don't go on to do any further kind of education throughout their lives? I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's something like 80% plus. So you showing up on a Saturday morning when it's a beautiful day outside, kudos to you. Happiness is a choice. We've got Val saying Wiltshire, feeling positive but struggling to transfer my face-to-face art classes to online versions. Lovely. You're saying challenging at the moment, so it means that you've got more things to learn, Val. I've got a good IT person working regularly on my website. I have a book coming out, but needing to pull it all together. I've got to this stage because of plugging into courses and training like this. Brilliant. So let's reframe that, Val, and just say, so long as every week, and if we want to be every day, I'm doing one small step. It can be a tiny step. It can be creating the vision board around it. It can be picking up the phone, doing the email research, watching the YouTube video, coming to the Saturday school, getting some support. It could be choosing a logo, going to fiverr.com. Day by day, or at least week by week, step wins the race. I see a lot of people who come out from a training or workshop, which is brilliant. They're enthused, they're motivated. Maybe you at some point, definitely me on a few occasions, all excited, 2 weeks of big impact, and then it filters out and the action isn't continued. Whereas see loads of people who are just like weekly. Let's say one action a week, that's 52 steps in a year. That's a lot of steps in the direction of your goal. If you're a super achiever, then obviously you probably move faster. But we've got Slovenia in the house, so wow. Okay, so let me jump into the content. We've got so much time. Alex is saying meditate. So we've got Helen saying meditation. We've got Alex saying spending times outdoors with friends and pushing forward with business actions and my goals. Peter, so look, there's a commonality here, focusing on what we want, not looking over here at what we don't want and all of the doom and gloom. And one of the quickest things I'm just going to share with you, what has been the biggest impact for me has been just a detox. I've been very, very conscious of literally just ask this question, and this is a good thing to remember when you're engaging, whether it's with with people, with social media, with media, mainstream media, and the media in general. Ask yourself, we don't need just ask yourself, how does this make me feel? How does this person make me feel? How does my 15 minutes watching that news program or that half an hour make me feel? How does spending an hour on that platform, if it's unguided, or am I going down a rabbit hole or into a lot of negativity? Just ask yourself and pay attention to that. So I'm just sharing with you one of the biggest things that has maintained my level on the whole pretty up here, not always ebbing and flowing, but it's actually being mindful of that and then choosing to distance myself or do less or engage less with the things that detract from me and how I'm feeling, and then do more on the flip side of that. Very simple. We don't need big books to tell us this stuff. It's common sense, but it's not common practice. Do more of the things that lift you, that elevate you, that make you feel good. So watch more, listen more, get into nature more, exercise more, be around the friends or the people who lift you. Do more of the work parts that lift you. You may have to do some of the stuff that you don't enjoy, but start, if you can, get rid of it or delegate some of the actions and activities that are really draining you. So that's just super simple, but it's an important one. That one thing has made a huge difference to my life, in particular this past year with everything that's going on. So I only need 10 minutes of that information today, and I get the gist of it. Let me focus on what I can control and blah, blah, blah. Exercise. Okay, so we're about to jump in now. So the content, because I've got loads to get through. Let's go. So we're all breathing. Somebody else is saying, for anyone who thinks that they may be told, I'm 75 this year and I'm still determined to have my dream. Brilliant, Val. We've got Birmingham. Anwar. Oh, hello, Anwar. Good to have you here, buddy. This is on replay on YouTube, on the YouTube channel for IBS. So good luck, my friend. And bless Trevor. Trevor saying Ben is one of the best and most genuine people out there for learning from and guidance. I'll give you the drink afterwards. That's very kind of you, Trevor. And we've got an 83-year-old on the call. So, okay, let's jump into the content. I'll be here for ages. We've got 73, 83, and probably some on the bottom end of the set. We've got true sunshiners in our hearts. We could do a whole session on this, but you get the gist, okay? There's lots of things we could do. I'm going to come back over to the chat. So thank you for sharing with me. Let's jump in. So I'm seeding the idea now. So I'm also going to tell you in terms of if you're delivering content now or in the future, I'm seeding you an idea so I don't spring it upon you later on. So it's a good idea to do. So I'm asking you just to put a seed up here of any favorite tool or a tip that over the next 45 minutes pops up if you haven't already thought of one. You don't have to, but what I will be asking in about half an hour is let's do a mastermind where we just share a favorite tool, a resource or a tip. And I'm going to read through as many as I can because this is the power of coming together in a collective. I've got loads of slides to share with you, but actually each of us have a lot to share with each other. And this is where the power of a mastermind and a group comes together. And I know that normally you probably get just given more of a one, which is fine, a one-way street, but I like to interact, and I found that in the dynamics within a room and within a group, when we share collectively what we bring to the table each, that enhances it for all of us. So if you've got a favorite tool, online tool, offline tool, a recommended resource or a tip, have a think about it, make a note of it, and later on I'll be asking you to just pop that in the chat and I'll go through some of those. So we are already into the 6th month of the year. How? Well, I know how, because night turns into day, turns into weeks, turns into months, and here we are 6 months into 2021. So my question to you is, if there is just 6 months left until 2022, if there was one thing that you'd like to do by the end of this year, what is it? I don't need you to answer this in here. I want you to think about this. So please just take a moment to think about this and have a sip of my drink and do what I would suggest. I'm sure you are, and I can see that from the interaction, but just be 100% engaged. If you've got TV on in the background, switch it off. If you're on your social media, I would suggest switching off. So I'm asking you, because I want, not for me, makes no difference to me, I want you to get the most from this time. So please have a think about if there was one thing, if not at the expense, I don't like that, but if there was one thing that you'd be really happy that you got done by the end of this year, what would it be? And the question right now, don't worry about how it's going to happen. That's not your job to necessarily know every single step. Just think, what is a challenging, but real, maybe it's challenging, maybe it's not. What's a good goal that I would be proud of achieving by the end of this year? It may be health, it may be family, it may be online business, it may be offline business, it may be a new venture, it may be getting a website up, it may be writing a book, publishing a book, it may be reconnecting with people, it may be going on an adventure. I'm not sure what it is, but I just want you to think about this and just type in yes when you have just done that, please. And I'm just going to have a look here. And I'm going to read you a couple just whilst you're doing that. So second tip by Georgina, expect the unexpected. Okay, so Anwar, thank you. I'm going to be asking you about the tips later. So just hold that, those, and they'll come in later. Great. Okay, loads of great interaction. Okay, fantastic. So think about that. And I just want you to then share, make a note of this, please. Would it be of value? Would you like me to share you the slides later on? Would that be of value? Just type in yes if you want me to share that. Somebody said follow your intuition. Absolutely. I like to give value. Okay, so I will give you the slides. It'd be my privilege. So here is a link to some audiobook summaries of a very good book called Gary Keller, The One Thing. So if you go to the web link on the slide, bit.ly/The One Thing Summary, there are some videos on YouTube which summarize the one thing. Very powerful, best-selling book. And that's why I asked you, if there's one thing that you'd like to do by the end of this year, what is it? If you don't know this book already, maybe go and have a listen to a 10 or 15-minute summary there, and that will help you to achieve that one thing that you just said would be of high value for you to achieve. So there we go. So let's jump into one of the most important principles that anybody anywhere in the world can know about business. And we covered this on the previous Saturday school session that I did at the beginning of May. And I'm just going to do the principle, then we're going to jump into some new tactics. So this is, and again, I asked myself, how can I bring you the most value this morning? And my instinct said, do some touch on this, do some masterminding, and then do some new tactics around this, and then with the masterminding pulled in. So there are three key metrics. It doesn't matter whether you're online, offline. It doesn't matter whether you're in Belgrade, whether you're in Slovenia, whether you're in Israel, whether you're in South Africa, Australia, England, wherever you may be. We are looking at the number of visitors to our business, to our website. Okay, we're looking at the average amount that people spend and the number of times that they come back to do business with you. On top of that, keep an eye on your overheads and your financials. But in terms of the three key metrics, number of visitors, the amount of times that they come to do business with you, and the amount that they spend with you. Everything else, all of your training that you've done on Facebook, Instagram, the Internet Business School, ultimately really kind of fits, if you go back through your manuals and fit all of those trainings into these, because you just learned loads of tactics. So I'm going to share with you some tactics in a moment. You're going to share some resources. Ultimately, most of those resources are tactics to help fall into one, two, or three of these categories. So let's just take square numbers. If we have 100 visitors spending 100 euros, dollars, sterling, it doesn't matter what currency, 100 every time they come to visit you, and they come 4 times per year, nice square numbers, 100 times 4 is a revenue of 40,000. So if with some of the stuff that we're sharing with you, if you go back through your notes, if now you watch YouTube videos or your new online courses that you're doing in the future, or that you have access to in your libraries from the past, and you have a look at this chart and you bear in mind this chart, you go back and you look at the different tactics and you start dropping the tools, the resources, the ideas into these columns. Okay, so if you implemented even a couple of tactics, like we'll share with you in a moment, could you increase, if you increase them each by 5%, so it goes from 100 visitors to 105, they spend 105 instead of 100, and they come back, if you could slice them into 4.2, that would increase your business by 16%, just by increasing each of those three by 5%. You wouldn't need to do much to increase each of those by 5%. What if you took more action and you increased each by 10? So you did 110, it went from 100 to 110, the number of visitors in the year, because you maybe had a slightly wider range, or maybe you upped your price, maybe you put some complementary products together, maybe you just stayed in touch with people more frequently, you increase the average spend per visit from 100 to 110, and you got them coming back because maybe now you're on a social platform that you weren't previously. Maybe you start sending out an email newsletter, maybe you're open an extra day in the week, or maybe you're online access all around the clock, maybe you're starting to show up on YouTube, maybe you're doing Google ads, Facebook ads, so you've got people coming back 4.4 times instead of 4 times. Just those three metrics, by increasing each of them by 10%, increases your business by 33%. This credit, by the way, to Jay Abraham. This is called the business optimization, okay, business accelerator optimization. And this is Jay Abraham, who's one of the world's top business coaches, who sort of taught Tony Robbins and many people. The model of these three columns is his, because many people just throw tactics out there without putting it into a strategy. It's just like, oh, I'm going to do a bit of this. Oh, and next month I'm going to do a bit of this. And oh, in 6 months' time, I might do a bit of this. Oh, in a year's time, I might update my website. It's not bad, but it's a bit random. Whereas if you start becoming more focused because you know about this model, you can accelerate and exponentially increase the business. So let's just have a look. If you were to take from 100 and increase the visitors to 125, because you have a nicer website, because you start showing up on SEO in the rankings, because you're on more social platforms, because you're consistent in your content, maybe you up your branding, maybe you JV with somebody who's got your similar target audience, You increase your average spend per visit by 25% because you show people a wider range, because you offer a guarantee, because you have a risk reversal, a money back guarantee, because you have testimonials on your page, because maybe you offer bigger units of purchase. Rather than it being one coaching session or one course, you offer 3 courses for a reduced price, or you offer 4 coaching sessions for the price of 3, or 5 for 4, whatever it is. So you increase your average spend by 25%. And then because you're in touch with people, maybe you're doing ads, you're showing up, you're in people's minds, you're connecting with other people, you're networking, whatever it is. Maybe you're on LinkedIn. People are reminded of you when they are in the need for your service. They come back more frequently. So if you could up each of those by 25%, that's where the magic happens. You increase your business by almost 100%. This is the magic of Business Accelerator Optimization overview. Business Accelerator Optimization, supremely powerful. So if you go back through all of your training and drop it into this model, now let's share some extra tips. So firstly, go back through previous trainings, existing trainings, your manuals, whatever you're watching on YouTube, the podcast you're listening to, just what you've got up here. Actually, we don't, I think very often we're often looking outside thinking that everybody else has the answers, but actually each of us have a lot of the answers inside ourselves. Go back through your own business acumen and drop your ideas into those columns, okay? And that will help. Straight away you'll start populating that worksheet. So what I would suggest is that you create a worksheet similar to this. It could be a bit of paper where you just divide a bit of paper into 3 columns. If you're a typey person, it could be a Google sheet, it could be a Word doc, and have your 3 columns. So you've got tactics to increase customers, tactics to increase the average spend, and tactics to increase the frequency of purchase. And then just over the next weeks, the next months, just make this an ongoing sheet that you add to. So I've got a number of clients that I work with, and even Alex, who's one of the students with the Internet Business School, and he's just like, I've just got that against my wall with blue tack, and every day, every week I'm adding to it, and then I'm just deciding, oh, this week, which of these tactics am I going to implement? And he just starts crossing them off, knowing that bit by bit by bit, those are increasing his percentiles and his metrics. So something like this, nice simple columns, 3 columns, put your different tactics in there. So let's jump into a few tools. So I'm just going to have a quick look over here. We've got Joseph saying, anybody like to affiliate market my product? Okay, brilliant. So I'm going to come over here and read. So firstly, let's join with you a tool called Bookmark.com. Okay, so Bookmark.com is, let me just jump across. Let me just see if I can more. Share sounds. Okay, great. So Bookmark.com, if you need or want to build websites and they're complicated and you don't want to do WordPress, obviously we suggest WordPress on the whole, but there are reasons sometimes why you may not want that. Maybe you want to do one for a client and you don't want to sort of do it in WordPress because it's not as easy, or you find it complicated. So Bookmark is an artificial intelligence website creator. So it asks you some questions. You can try it out for free. If you create a website and then use the website, there's a small monthly charge, but it's not much. But literally within, you know, obviously it depends what content you bring to it, but you can say you want it simple, elegant, white, decide on the pages, and then you just kind of, and then it will create a website, and then you just populate obviously with your own text and your images. But a very good platform for rapidly being able to create a website. So maybe if you're doing websites for people or you want to offer it as a service, Bookmark.com may be one of the tools that on occasion you use to be able to quickly create a website. So that's Bookmark.com. Maybe you want to create nice images. Again, all of this, just drop these into the 3 columns. So maybe you're saying, okay, I want to up my branding, or I want to be a bit quirkier on social media with some of my Facebook posts or LinkedIn posts, or maybe I want some nice images of my courses or of my graphics or of me or of my team to put onto my website, to put, I don't know, you know, on any of my socials. So let's jump in here, mock up dot photos. So if we go across here and let's just do an example. Again, this tool is worth, you know, there are equivalents which charge over £70 a month for this kind of facility. So look, they've got 1,573 free mock-ups. So if we go to browse all at the top, and it's saying, what do you want? Do you want kind of a mock-up of a mobile phone? Do you want it of a desktop computer, a laptop computer? So let's just say that I have a course and I want to show the course graphics. Okay, and there you go. You click on whichever image, or let me just, I'm going to type in banner. Let's have a look. We got, let's type in. Right, let's go. Android device, MacBook Pro. Okay. Right. So you pick one of the images. Let's just say this person casually working on his computer, and then you just upload your image, your graphics. It could be you, but these are just ways, these are the tools that a lot of the digital marketers and the graphic designers use. And all you do is you just upload your image, your photo, your graphics, and it populates that into there, and you just download it and save it. Just having a look at the question. Okay, so here you just click on the green area, upload an image. So I'll just find an image off my computer. Again, this could just be a 1 or 2%, but it could just help you get more traction on some of your posts, make them look a little bit more professional. And there you go. The image of me on that mountain has now just gone in. So basically it just repopulates whatever the green part of the screen is with that. And then you download it, come down, download, and you can download in high definition. But now when you go to a lot of the websites selling the courses, selling the merchandise or whatever, they just use tools like this, and they've just dropped their imagery into it. So loads and loads of great mock-ups that you can use there. So that's a great free tool. One thing that you could do, and I've played with this, and actually I can share with you, I know at least 2 people who are in this this webinar right now, Anwar and Alex. They bought a training course, simply, well, not simply, but because I did this. So these are free messaging apps. So if you just go to bit, if you're on an Android user, bit.ly/voice recorders for Android, or bit.ly/free voice recorder for iOS, if you're an iOS user, Apple iPhone or similar. Okay, so there's lots of options there. You can get a voice recorder, and then often I would just say, hi, you know, it's Ben here. It was really good to share with you on the webinar. It was great to meet with you. I hope you found it useful. I'm sending you over the slides, let's say, or whatever. Just send them a voice message. By the way, if you're interested in the training, you know, there's a coupon code, so I'd love to share with you. There's a link there. This is the coupon code, your personal coupon code. And if you've got any questions, just get back to me. Bam. Emailed it across. It's done it very, very quickly. It's personal. It stands out in their inbox. People listen to it, and I have found that that's got about a 15 to 20% success rate just by trying out a new tool. So obviously you wouldn't be doing that individually for thousands of people, but in terms of sort of sending that, or if you're doing a generic message, you can just use the voice recorder app, press record, like, hi, I just wanted to share with you. So another tip is, when you're sending a message, whether it's an email or whether it's a voice or a video, don't say, hi, everyone. I can say that now because we've got a couple of 100 people on this training, but, or if I was in a room. But when people are opening an email, or they're watching a video, or they're listening to an audio, one person is engaging with that. Okay, I don't like to be everyone. You don't like to be everyone. You don't like, if you're one of those people who say hi all, please stop that. Just say hi. Then at least it's singular. Okay, it's a small tip. A lot of people miss it. On occasion, if the context suits, that one tip can make a big difference. So you could create a voice message and say, hi, I just wanted to share with you this new training. It's packed with loads of tips. And I'm going to throw in some extra bonuses, but I just thought of you and thought it may be of interest. and then I could email that out to multiple people, but the message is still singular to, even if it's 1,000 people listening, and then send out the voice message. And I haven't said hi everyone, even though I am sending it out to 1,000 or 2,000 people. So play with that. You may find that that's something that helps get you more customers. How about having, Jacqueline said, why use that instead of the one on your phone? Just personal preference, Jacqueline. Good question. There is no reason. If you're happy with the one that you've already got inbuilt onto your phone, there is no right or wrong. So please just use whatever works. It just so happens that I preferred the functionality of one that I found for free. Anwar's just saying it's a brilliant tool, the voice recorder, and that he's used it successfully. Val saying this is great for images for my online projects. We've got Joseph saying, does anybody know about simplesite.com? No, but later on, Joseph, when we do the masterminding, please just make a note of that and we'll share that again. So just go, Diliana, voice recorder. Just go to the App Store and type in voice recorder, okay? In the App Store, and there's lots there for free. So just find one that suits your sensibilities. So here are some industry insider resources that give you royalty-free music, sounds and audio. So you could use this for potentially for videos, for ad creation, for podcasts, for your websites, or for any kind of media or content. So we have videoblocks.com, okay, which is where there's loads of amazing video footage that you can use. Small subscription, but if that saves you, excuse me, if that saves you having to go out and get all of this content and it's already professionally recorded, covering pretty much everything, that is one of the resources that many top websites and even TV shows will access to use often to get some stock footage. One of my preferred ones for audio is shockwave-sounds.com. So let's just jump across and have a look at Shockwave Sounds. So the nice thing about this is that if you come to moods and emotions, you know, if you're creating a podcast, if you're creating a video, if it's for your website, if it's for some marketing, you tend to know the kind of emotion of the feeling of what you want. So let's just say that we wanted something peaceful, tranquil and blissful, because maybe we're doing, I don't know, some hypnosis, or we're doing a meditation. So click on here, and actually I've worked with a number of hypnotherapists and some meditation teachers who have done exactly this. So I'm sharing with you stuff that people have done. So they have come in here, they have found an audio. So if we just click, for example, let's see this one here, click play. Okay, just type in yes if you can hear this, please. Very soft, it's very soft. Is that coming through? Okay, great. So you can come through and you can audition tracks, okay? Now, what I would suggest, so best practice with this is, I have found, come in, sign up for free, click a star, and a star will bookmark it, because you'll probably want to go through and bookmark a load of different audios to get your, say, 10 favorite ones before you shortlist it. But then say, for example, that full track, which is 6.5 minutes, is $32. Once you pay that $32, you can use that ad infinitum across all of your marketing and your media. So some people are, you've got to pay. Small price to pay. Think about it. If you were doing a podcast and you listen to podcasts and they like have their theme tunes. I've worked with many people and guided them to do this. They go and find music that suits their business or what they want to kind of communicate. They buy the track. Some of them are just $9, and then that becomes their signature tune behind their videos or behind their podcast or behind what it is that they're sharing. So it's a small price to pay. You pay it once, then you can use that across all of your public domain content. Very good resource. So this is called shockwave-sound.com. There is motionray.com. Okay, there's pond5footage.com. Okay, we've got Ellie saying, yes, thanks for sharing. I have been looking for something like this for my YouTube chat show. Well, there you go. So that's worth, you can jump off the call now, Ellie. You've got your value, right? And different things will pop for different people. So this may not be relevant for you right now, maybe another time. And Val saying, yes, this is brilliant for backing sound while I am demonstrating painting techniques. Just brilliant. There you go. Precisely that, Val. Yeah, let me just... honestly, and if you're creating videos sometimes, so here's another just tip, is if you use backing music, or if you don't, sometimes just putting backing music, and if they call it bedding music, so the clue is in the title, bedding music. It should be like cotton wool. It should be soft. So what a lot of kind of amateurs or kind of new video people do, and even some experienced ones, because they like the audio, they set the audio too high, and it competes with the ear for whatever the spoken content is. The audio background, whatever the background is, should never compete. You should always be able to hear, most importantly. So bedding music, think of it like cotton wool. It just fills some subtle space in the background, but never at the expense of losing the ability to hear what the main, and that's why if you listen to the BBC, they've got professional audio producers who do this very well, and video producers. So here are some other ones: shockwave-sound.com, pond5.com. There are some there at bit.ly, royalty-free backing music. If you go to soundcloud.com and type in free BM music, background music, so soundcloud.com free B music, and you won't pay anything for those ones. And there are some great resources there. Okay, so let's jump into some videos. So let me just ask you, obviously you're on video now, who has watched a video in the past 2 weeks online? Quickly, yes, type in yes if you've watched a video in the past 2 weeks. Hi Janice, good to see you. Michael, Peter, Terry, Alex, Val, Shabana, Carol, Coral, Barry, I can't keep up. Philip, Ferry, hi Phil. Okay, hands up, say yes if you've watched a video in the past 2 days online. Yep. So it's just flying in. Brilliant. So I asked this question around the world. So I'm just going to share this with you. This is me in where was this? This was in Hanoi. Have a look around. Have a look around, everyone.
Không có tay nào hạ xuống kìa, hãy nhìn đi, nhìn đồng bọn mình đi ạ.
How about in the past 2 days?
Rồi thôi bây giờ mình ấy hơn một chút nữa, mình chân thành hơn nữa, trong vòng 2 ngày vừa rồi có coi ạ.
Wow.
Có 2-3 cánh tay hạ xuống thôi, chắc là mỏi tay thôi.
How about in the last 24 hours?
Còn trong 24 tiếng vừa rồi có coi, thì giờ cao hơn nữa đi các bạn.
Today, who's watched the video today?
Hôm nay anh đã coi một cái đoạn gì đó, một đoạn video.
Okay, so and it goes on, very enthusiastic interpreter, but this is the same in Africa, Australia, Europe, England. There is 7.8 billion people in the world. The majority connected to the internet now that we have these devices. So my question to you is, and you just said, and you're right, the question should be, how many videos in the last 24 hours? You're right, Joseph, I will start asking that question. I'm going to make a note of that. How many videos in the last 24 hours? Okay, thank you. My question to you is, are you showing up? Are you available? Are you and your services for your existing, for your clients, or for your future project, are you visible for all of these people in Vietnam, in Africa, in Australia? Maybe it's just England, maybe it's just specifically for your demographic locally if you're a local business. But the question to you is, are you showing up? So let's jump into some videos. So what I want to do for the next 2 minutes, I only normally do this, by the way, and I'm doing this for free to kind of give you value, so I hope you appreciate it. But I'm going to break you down 15 ways that you can use video to put it into the context of these columns, okay? So, increasing the number of clients, could you just start taking some testimonial videos? If people don't want to send you a video, ask them to send you a voice recorder, okay? Message. Hi, just did some training with Ben, really enjoyed it. He's a genuine guy. He delivered beyond, above and beyond what he said he was going to, and I've got loads of action. Another tip is repurpose content. So if you create a video in terms of repurposing content, let me give you another tool that I use all of the time, one of my top tools, temi.com. Okay, for some of you this may be, if you don't know about this, so temi.com, come here, log in, you just select an audio file. So the other day I did a video, I created the video, I uploaded it once I'd created it, or you can just record audio into here. and within 5 minutes, it transcribes whatever the audio is from the video or the audio. Okay, so I created a video, I uploaded it to Temi. Within 5 minutes, I had the proper transcript of everything that I'd spoken about in that 7-minute video. I then added that as a subtitle, but I can also add that as a blog post. I could create that as a PDF. So if you've ever done training, here's a good tip for many people. If you're going to do training, for the sake of a small investment of 25 cents per minute, but it's nothing in the bigger scheme of things for the value, upload your training, as long as it's not visual based training. And now you've got a PDF of your training. That could be an upsell. That could be turned into a book. Okay, maybe you're not a typer and you would like to just talk your book. If you don't have Drag and Dictate or something, this snub at all. If you're doing research for a project, you can take any video from YouTube, video file. So let's say we want this, we're doing research and we're going to do a summary on the one best thing from Gary Keller. This is a very good tip, by the way. Take the link.
Hey, this is Russell.
Select the audio or video file, click on there, and it's saying upload the file. So if you have the files yourself, upload your own files, or it's saying just paste links from popular services like Facebook, Dropbox, Vimeo, or YouTube. So look, if I put this in here, add, and that straight away said that that's 21 minutes. That's going to be $5.25. If I wanted to do that, I click checkout, and within 5 minutes, I have the full transcription. When they're creating something. So if you want to create a really good blog piece or a book around something, go and get some of the best content that's out there. And if it helps you, and if you're a typey person, get it transcribed, and then you just start looking and not using exactly, but you pick from here, you pick from here, you pick from here, and you put it into your own words. This is a very, very powerful tool. Okay, so that's temi.com. Okay, very, very useful to know about. Okay. Could you create or curate useful content? So could you go and find other videos in your niche? Could you go to YouTube? So give me a topic, please. Somebody type in a topic. Topic. Okay, networking. Okay, so let's just take networking because you were first, Ellie. The economic collapse, any of these things. Go to YouTube. Find some really good videos about the economic collapse. If you're working with networking and you're teaching people about networking, Ellie, networking, gardening, same thing. Think about this yourself. Very, very important to remember this. People do not care that much about you. You don't care that much about Ben Brophy. Okay, hopefully I'm engaging you and I'm being helpful to you and you're enjoying it, and hopefully you like me, but I'm not too attached to that. I'm just here to deliver value. But ultimately, you want what you can get from this session, true or false. It's for you. People are thinking about their own needs, and it just so happens that it's nice if we like the people or the businesses that we're engaged with. So could you go and find other videos on YouTube around the economic collapse, around gardening, around networking, whatever your topic is, and then just put those onto your social media, ones which aren't selling something or linking people over to other websites. So you become a curator of useful content, game-changing concept if you become a curator. So rather than you having to create all of the content, go and find other content that's already out there and start sharing it. Quickest way to leapfrog the system, the smartest way. Thank you, Anwar. Use your product or service video. Let people get the most out of your product or service, even before they've invested in it. So let's say that I have my Blue Yeti microphone here. Okay. Now let's say that most people don't know what these different settings are here. Educate people. Do a quick 1-minute video, a 5-minute video. Well, look, this one's for if you're in a group, if you're doing an interview. This one's if you're just speaking directly. This one's if you're recording a full room and you want 360-degree sound. This is the level you want to set. Show people how to get the most from your product or service. Could you do a weekly or monthly tips or insights video? Again, I'm talking about videos, but a lot of these just could be blog posts, could be written, could be typed, or it could be audio, but I'm saying video, okay? Could you do a video about your most frequently asked questions? So let's say I'm doing coaching, or if I'm doing a course. Hi, I just want to share with you the 10 most commonly asked questions relating to this course. So 1, do you get the bonuses immediately? Yes, you do. Secondly, is there a money back guarantee? Yes, there is. I stand 100% behind everything that I share, because if you don't, you shouldn't be in the game in the first place. So absolutely, the risk is not on you, it's on me. So try it, learn from it. And if it isn't what I promise it to be, then you're not, well, I'm not worthy of your money. Whatever. So you could do a video or an audio around your frequently asked questions. So there are 5 ways that you could use video to increase the number of clients. So let's have a look at ways that you could increase the frequency of sales. You could add value, start showing up, sharing and curating content of interest, curate other people's information or their videos, break industry related info news. So go to google.com/alerts, google.com/alerts. It's free to use. Put in a keyword, whatever your keyword is. Let's just say that, I don't know, let's say that somebody said the economic collapse, fiat currency, gardening, whatever your keyword is, and get a weekly reminder of the top news. If you want to be really on it, daily, but it's probably too much. It will clog up your inbox. Weekly summary of the top articles. And you could just take 7 tips, 5 tips, 3 tips from that news, and just each week, just show up and share that. You will be ahead of the game. People will be asking, how come she's consistently sort of ahead of the game? We're hearing it from them sort of almost before anyone else. Because you can just use something like google.com alerts/alerts to stay ahead of the game. And then you just distill, curate information. You could use the filter function on YouTube, but I'll share that on another Saturday school. We'll do a session on that on another Saturday school session. You could build your email and customer list and share follow-up videos and even a thank you video. So if somebody's bought something from you, send them a follow-up video or a follow-up audio using that voice app that I just shared with you. Thank them, reassure them. You could, to increase the frequency of sales, you could review products or services. So you may review, even if they're not your products or services, it could be other people's products or services. You could JV with affiliates, with other people. If you're an accountant, maybe accountants need a solicitor, maybe they need an admin assistant. You could just partner up with people who offer these services and just get a 10 or 15% kickback just for helping generate business to other people, which is a win for everyone. Okay, we've got, could you send out a regular newsletter or do a regular live stream, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on both? So a good tip with many things is to repurpose. I used that word a moment ago. It's like, if I'm doing a Facebook live stream, if I'm taking the time to do it live here, excuse me, for a small amount of extra effort, very little extra effort, could I connect or learn how to connect it or could I get the recording of the live like Simon will do? He's going to take this and put this onto YouTube so that actually, let's say there's 200 people on this training now. Afterwards, many thousands of people can engage with it over time by putting it onto, let's say, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, onto my website, so that it has more of a life. So another tip is, if you're ever doing a live event, if you're doing a coaching session, if you're doing a discovery session, if you're doing a demonstration, if you're showing something being used, record that content. So a good tip here is, even if you do Zoom calls, if you're doing coaching sessions, obviously a lot of stuff is confidential with clients, but just get into the habit of pressing record, because often you may touch on a piece of gold which is lost in the moment, but that could be edited and could potentially go into a product. It could be sliced out as a little 1 minute or 2 minute segment and shared. So capture content in the moment so that it's locked down, so you can potentially reuse it or pull it out and share with it. Okay, make frequent offers, reach out to people, and just remember, very low percentage, it's less than I think 3% of people are ever ready for the product at the given moment in time. So by staying in touch with people, reaching out to them frequently, when they're ready, they will be reminded. And if they know, like, and trust you, a lot of people get very offended when people don't buy straight away and take it personally. Don't take it personally. Think about some point in the future, maybe I'll do that, or I like that person, but I'm not ready. Okay. Okay, so actions to increase your average transaction amount. Educate your audience about related products or services. Offer an upsell or a cross-sell. So if you were buying a course from me, I may say, do you know what? At the point of purchase, there's a 50% off of one-to-one coaching, which is only, you can only get this right now. So offering an upsell, and Simon actually told me that, and just by doing that, an extra 25% guarantee, just by offering that at the point of purchase. It's a win for everyone. I wasn't going to have that extra sale, giving something on a one-time offer. So could you offer an upsell or a cross-sell? Could you package complementary products together? Could you position yourself or your client as an expert so that you can charge a slightly or a greatly? I know people who have literally doubled their prices because they've taken 6 months or a year to come away, to redo their branding, to start sharing higher value content, to reposition themselves in the marketplace, and then change double what they were originally charging, so they stand out from the competition. Not for everyone, but for some people, you know, instantly they've just doubled their income sort of on their average sessions. Could you put testimonials on your sales page so more people see the social proof? Could you do demonstrations? So those are just a few examples. Yes, Joseph, hate upsells and deadlines. Absolutely. So do I. But the proof is that many people, and especially, right, Joe, in fact, let me reframe that. It's a good thing, Joseph. And this was somebody else, because I said something similar, and they said, what do you have a problem with, Ben? If you're thinking from a sales mentality, and that's how most people do it, from a sales point of view, absolutely agree with you, Joseph, who says I hate upsells and deadlines, etc. If you think about a value coming from, actually, a percentage of people will want and need the value that you can help them with. If not, it's absolutely fine. You're not twisting. A number of people have found it useful to have the offer, saying do this because I'm telling you to do this. A percentage of people who connect you, if you're doing things in a way, will take you up on the agree, because there are so many bad salespeople, Joseph, and that has been my thought on it traditionally. But if you think about how can I assist people who are already engaged with me, who I know that I have value to help. Somebody else said it another way. They said, if you don't help people when you've been endowed with your abilities and gifts, then you are being selfish. You're holding it to yourself. And our job here as individuals, no matter what your viewpoint on business is, we're all here to help other people. So if you're not helping the people that you can help, you're keeping it to yourself. So it's about doing it with authenticity and doing it with integrity. And then I think that shifts the goalposts a little bit. So we've just had a look at things that we could do. So I think that even a few of the things that we've just touched upon could at least help you get 5% increase, which would be a 16% increase on your business, which isn't bad for 45 minutes so far on a Saturday morning. So I hope it's a good return on investment. But your bigger goal is over the next months and the next year and more, is to just keep doing different tactics in each of those 3 columns to hopefully get 25% growth in the number of visitors, in the average spend, in the number of visitors per year. So when Simon is talking in the second half of this session, please do just think, okay, what about this tool and this resource could potentially help me in these 3 columns? So what I'd like to do quickly, well, relatively quickly before Simon comes on, is please share any favorite tools or tips. This is, I seeded the idea 45 minutes ago. So let's share, and I'm going to have a look through here. Edward saying Google us. So let's just do a quick mastermind, because each of us, between us, I know that we've got some great tools to share. Okay, so I'm just going to give you like 30 seconds to type in some of your a top tip, a business tip, or an internet tip, or a resource or a tool, and then I'm just going to do a quick share. Okay, so Anwar's saying gold, Ben, pure gold. Even though I know a lot of this, it's genuinely valuable content to hear and learn and relearn again. Okay, thank you, Anwar. That's why we're all here. That's why we're about to share. So please do as well. In life, we get out what we put in. So just think, and there's no wrong answers. Just think about a favorite tool, something you've learnt, not necessarily now on previous training, or just something you know up here. And let's just quickly share, and just because this is the power of the group. Okay, so we've got Google Alerts is cool. I'm using it. Okay, Warrior Plus goes crazy with the product. Okay, yeah, so stuff like that, Joseph. Warrior Plus, that's not the area that I'm sort of really involved in. I hate that kind of really aggressive selling. Okay, Alex, Martin. Okay, so Martin, yeah, if you don't know about Canva, canva.com, that's a brilliant, very good sharing information, and so for working with people, for writing books. And the other thing that Google Docs is, it's free to use. Google Docs, so it's basically like Excel sheets and Microsoft Word in the cloud. You can share them with other people to access. You can work as a collective, as a team, but also if you've got multiple devices, you've got one at work, if you go to work, if you've got one upstairs, one downstairs, and you've got your mobile device, you can just log on into your Google Sheet or your Google Doc from wherever you are, as long as you've got internet connection on your device, your iPad, wherever you are in the world with internet connection. So it's a great way to kind of have files that you can work on. They've also got Google Slides, the equivalent, it's not called Slides, but like PowerPoint as well. Okay. So we've got doing JVs. Thank you, Christopher. So thank you, Martin Dipper, for the Canva and Google Docs. We've got doing joint ventures. Yep, one of the quickest ways is to find other people with your similar target audience and to do a joint venture with them, a win-win. So in the kind of industry that Simon's in, 50-50 is the just straight and clean down the line. So he goes and speaks at events, people who've got audiences, whether it's property event or in a business event, or I don't know, all of the different types of events he speaks at. And it's just 50%. People bring the audience, that's their bit that they've done. He delivers the training and the sort of the free talk for an hour and a half, does the sale, and they go 50-50. Jacqueline saying the speech to text on the MacBook is easy to use and it's great if you're writing a book. So thank you. I haven't used that, so that's good for me as well. Joe is saying Eat That Frog book by Brian Tracy. Brilliant. I agree. That is a very good book. So maybe guys, just make a note of that. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And if you go to YouTube and type summary, so Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy summary, and there'll be some very good summaries on there. Peter Craggs is saying simple but effective tip every day. Write down your objectives for the day and tick them off as you achieve them. Absolutely. And I have a very good this is called the Productivity Planner, and it's by Intelligent Change. Okay, and it's excellent. It's based on some of the top principles which they explain in the first 15 pages of the book. Okay, so they've got a little explanation as to how this works, but they've pulled together some of the best practices around productivity. So, and the website is productivityplanner.com. Okay, productivityplanner.com. Anwar saying SEM Rush, as shared earlier, excellent research tool. Yes, so SEM Rush, make a note of that, please. Lynette saying Lumen, LUMEN5.com for quick videos. So we've got some great stuff here. We've got LUMEN5, lumen5.com for quick videos. Juan saying Vidnami, vidnami.com. Quasi saying to use subliminal motivators. Yeah, there's a very good one called Brain Bullet. If you type in Brain Bullet subliminal software, if you're in front of your computer for a long time every day, use something like this and it will fire off affirmations. And they've got a load of presets, but you can put in your own ones like I'm happy, I'm thriving, I'm healthy, I'm earning X amount per day, I love what I do, I love life, I'm attracting one, whatever they are. It could be fitness, health, family, no right or wrong, but Brain Bullet is a very good one. Lorraine saying she's enjoying the tip to find videos on YouTube to share and also Google Alerts. Okay. Anthony is saying Snapper is free and great for creating social media banners, alternative to Canada. Okay, so that's new to me. Snapper, S-N-A-P-P-A, thank you. Of course, Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, everything from graphics to videos to transcriptions through to websites, through to you name it. Go to fiverr.com. And a tip with Fiverr is to use the filter to make sure that you filter the cheapest first. Okay, so you can put a budget. So if you're getting a logo done, maybe put £15 as your top budget to filter out, because now more and more agencies are going to Fiverr, realizing that there's a big international pool of prospects. So you've got proper big businesses now going into the pool and inflating the prices, but there are still lots of the original providers providing very good value if you use the filter, which many people don't. So I'm going to come back to this. So keep answering. I just want to share with you quickly. So with what we're sharing, could you increase each of these by 5 or 10%, each of the 3 columns? The way to increase your customers, and I'm going to come back. I've got 40 messages here, which I'm about to read through, and more tools, tactics to increase average spend, tactics to increase frequency. So I'm just sharing. I'm not here to sell with you. So firstly, just rest at ease. I'm not here. Again, this actually comes in perfectly to what I'm saying. If you enjoy what I'm sharing and you engage with me, I appreciate, as does Simon, that you're showing up on a Saturday morning to be here. So I have personally created a course that's got hundreds of tactics relating to each of these 3 columns. It is around this model. I've only recently uploaded it. It's normally £197, which even at that price is a steal. But the link is at the bottom of the screen there, bit.ly Sat School Optimization. But because you're here, if you just take that coupon, Sat School 150 off. So just make a note of that, even if this isn't relevant for you right now. Sat School 150 off. The link's at the top of the screen. I'm going to keep this on the screen for just 30 seconds, and you can get ongoing access to that for £47, and it's going to be updated. I'm already going to add in a load of what we're about to read through here. So what we're reading through here, plus other stuff, I'm going to upload, because I'm learning. We're all learning together. We are each other's teachers. But I'm saying I cannot give it to you any fairer. It is literally less than my cost price, pretty much £47 for ongoing, and I'm just offering this in service. Hundreds of tips to help you increase your business. And as Simon always says, just do a business decision. What's my potential return on investment? What could 1, 2, let alone 3, 5, or 10 of those tools or ideas do for my business? So I just want to make this absolutely sort of valid for everyone. So it's the coupon is Saturday School 150 off. Just have that pretty much on the house from me, £47, and that's hundreds of tactics, money back guarantee, of course, and I'll give you a free copy of my book, an audio book as well. And I've got loads of updating to do to it, which I'll get onto in the next week, and I'll download this chat afterwards. So the question that Simon always says is just ask return on investment questions. So if you're ever asking somebody in relation to, let's say, a website or your services, is okay, if that's £47, how many extra customers, how many of those tools that could save you weeks or hours or months could give you back your £47? So it's just a straight up return on investment question. But I'm not pushing it down now. I'm just offering this to you. So let me come back to the chat and let's have a look. Okay, and I'll just show you just quickly just what that looks like. So, and then we're coming back into the chat. So inside, here you go, introduction video for me, all of the videos. So we've got worksheets, we've got strategy, how to increase customers. So if you click in there, okay, we've got action worksheets, and that is an hour-long video, an hour and 7 minutes of me talking about ways to increase customers, okay? Recommended resources and services, and then further resources and whatnot. So it's all in there. You can scroll through there, jump into it whenever you want. I've actually done live workshops as well, and I've given you the screenshots and talked through what we talked about with rooms of business executives and all of their ideas, masterminding like this. So these are the ideas coming from business owners such as yourselves who've brainstormed in a room collectively, and I've sort of talked through what we covered. So that's all there. Enough said about that for the moment. So brainstorming. And instinctively, as I say, money back guarantee with that. So jump in, £47, no brainer as far as I'm concerned, but that's down to you. And we're going to share, this is a Google Sheet. So actually somebody just talked about Google Sheets. We share a live Google Sheet, which we will update with all of this information that is also being added here, and putting the things into the columns. So if not anything else, you just go in there and you're like, this month, I'm going to do this and this. Next month, I'm going to do this and this. That's going to help me increase my customers. That's going to help increase the number of times that people come back to me. So let's have a look further down here. We've got Helen saying pixabay.com. Val saying this will help me hugely with my own products, audio, video approach, mindset to not to come across on a sales approach only. No, we're here to help each other. I'm here to help you. Simon's here to help you. Simon's a master in offering his value. He knows how to position himself in offering his value. Me, not as much, but I know that I'm here to help you. All of us. Remember this, in any business, ultimately, we're here to help our customer, our prospect, the person we're helping get from here in their life to somewhere better over here. If it's with weight loss, if it's to cook a nicer dinner from here to shortcut the time. If it's with this training, it's to save you months and thousands of pounds on knowing which tools to use and trying to work it out yourself, getting you from here to here much quicker than trying to do it yourself. Okay, and we just do it ethically with authenticity. Michael Hempstead saying, I've been using Pro Camera for iOS a while, which enhances the camera controls on the iPhone. Not quite to DSLR level, but much better than Apple's built-in camera. I didn't know about that, so thank you, Michael. I'm going to be investigating that. Yep, Jacqueline Rosser saying, don't use Google Images as they're not always royalty-free. Absolutely agree. Haven't got time to go into it right now, but make a note of Creative Commons, please. Creative Commons is a very good resource. We'll do a session on this in another Saturday school, okay? Helen's saying using Meetup and Eventbrite for webinars. Yep. Anwar saying from a productivity perspective, Todoist and Evernote are excellent tools to manage workflow and projects. Lynette saying PowerPoint for doing simple doodly type animations. Yes. Val saying definitely can see where I've not been putting all the elements together for my business. Okay, great. Lynette saying Google Docs does speech to text. Very good to know. So Google Docs, an e-sizer tool, internet marketing. Okay, internetmarketingninjas.com. I'll have to, if you can see the chat, have a look at that one from Virginie. Thank you, Virginie. E-sizer tool. I will post these out to people. The planner is by Productivity Planner by Intelligent Change. It's £25. It's excellent. And it is by productivityplanner.com. Very, 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 there's lots of reviews by Tim Ferriss and people on YouTube of this, by the way. Okay. We got the book, Quasi saying the book How to Think Like a Millionaire by Charles Ambrit Poissant. We have rev.com for transcribing software, very good. So I told you about temi.com. Rev.com is the cheaper version, which is just 10 or 5 cents per minute. It's automated, slightly less accurate, but Rev is more expensive. Sorry, Temi is less expensive. Rev is more expensive. It's all personalized, but it is good. That's the same company. Brophy.com. We've got getstencil.com for graphics. We've got Udemy for courses, udemy.com. Wow, see, so we've got a lot. We're sharing loads. We've got Jim Quick, Limitless. I think we're going to have to do a second session on all of this. We've got Trevor saying keywordseverywhere.com for doing market research. So hopefully you're making a note and finding this useful. We've got so much, what it's good to mastermind. Snapseed, yes, excellent for editing pictures. That is an app for iOS and Android. Snapseeds.com, loads of options on there. Slidesgo.com, free templates for presentations. Let me just see if I've got a message from the big man yet. He sometimes checks in. Okay, no, that's all good. So I'm still here. So we've got plenty to be getting through. Is this valuable, by the way? Just give us a quick yes if this is valuable. We're, you know, between us, this is the power of masterminding. Blinkist app is great for book summaries. Yes, it is. What I will do, I will share you these slides. I'm going to update all of this into that as well. So just take a screenshot of that, please, if you're interested, because I'm not going to keep it on this slide. Take a screenshot or take a photo with your camera. I'm going to leave that on for 30 seconds whilst I'm just reading through a couple more. So videos, VIDEO, videos. We've got Twitonomy. We've got so many different things here. I'm going to type these up, okay? No, Andrew, it's £47 one-off. The question from Andrew Milburn is it 47? It's £47. It's just a one-off fee. No recurring fee I should do, and a monthly £5. I'm not here. I'm here to offer incredible value. Ask Simon. That's why they call me Mr. V, because they're like, you know, deliver hopefully great value. It's £47 one off. No brainer, right? Can the links be put in the chat? The coupon will last for about 10 minutes. Cadion, private message me and I'll leave it open for a week. Okay. Okay, we've got Podcasts Manager. So podcastmanager.google.com. So everything that's coming into my chat, I'm going to update into the Excel sheet that you get with that course, by the way. Okay. I've got loads of stuff firing through here. We've got Blender animations. Okay, hang on a second. Peter Haynes says, thanks, Ben. Believe it or not, I'm only just starting out. Very valuable content, and every Saturday. Michael saying, Ben, I should have said that Pro Camera is an app and can be found on the Apple App Store. No hardware. Okay, thank you, Michael. So Pro Camera for iPhones, for iOS, helps give your iPhone extra functionality way beyond what it comes with inherently. So Pro Camera app. Wow. Irfan View, IRFAN View, Irfan View. I hope you're making notes because this is gold coming through. Okay, we've got Irfan View from Helen Smith, which is a free graphics tool. Anwar saying there's actually a free speech to text function in Microsoft Word, and he recently discovered this, and it's actually very good. Okay, so Simon's here. So Simon, are we good for 5 more minutes, buddy?
Yes, sir. No worries.
Okay, great. Yeah. So Simon's going to come on in a minute, guys. So let's just, I'm giving you 10 more seconds to take a photo of that, okay? If not, and we're going to, Simon, I'm just going to flick through here. Let's just have a look. We've got great value, loving this, great resources. So speak or forever hold your peace. Share any last tips that you'd like, and we're going to do another session. I'll come on and do another Saturday school in about a month's time. I will update with a lot of the tips that we've shared this morning. I'll bring new value to the table, and we will do another mastermind, because when we're in a live course, this is actually one of the things that I miss. So I think Sil shared, wasn't it, Sil, like when we'd come in from lunch and we'd do shares, and this is where we get a lot of the wealth and the depth from each other, because all of us have got stuff to share with each other. Okay, so finally, let's just have a look at Simon's page here. So look, bottom of Simon's home page, what's he got going on here? Coming back into your 3 columns again. Everything is here for a reason. So the only thing I'd say, Simon, move those lovely logos to the top of the page, to the first fold, buddy. Not many people can show off such a range of logos, which are so well known, but you've got them tucked on the bottom of the page. Not that I've got anything to share with you. You teach, you know, you are the master, but I do know that those deserve to be at the top of the page. But look, he's got logos which instantly, but only if you get to the bottom of the page at the moment, shows social proof, undeniable social proof that this person, this company know what they're talking about. He's got trust reviews, which give added impetus. If somebody's looking at a decision between 4 companies, this person's got loads of reviews. Maybe you haven't got these at the moment. We're just showing you best practice. He's got links to his social media platform so people can go and check him out on different socials. He's got a phone number. If you haven't got an office or a phone number, there is a company called companiesmadesimple.com, UK-based company. They're an award-winning company, been around for over 15 years. You can get an office address, you can get a phone number. They can take your mail for you if you want a nice address to put on your website. Lots of people use them. If you haven't got a company, you can set up a company in 15 minutes with them for 30 quid. So he's got phone number, he's got email, he's got his social medias, he's got social proof, he's got his privacy, his terms, his policies and regulations. Go to the Internet Business School, go to the bottom of the page and have a look at what they're doing. So these are small things incrementally that you could put on your website. Look, he's got his phone number at the top for the people who, do you know what? I just want to check out and see if these guys are real or if they're going to really take my money, or if it's some Nigerian scammer. They've got a phone number at the top of the page. He's got his logo, he's got his address on the left-hand side. And then he's got a couple of the regulatory bodies that he's accredited to, which also just reinforces the position and the status. So combined, those things on the page could in and of themselves give you an extra 20% in your sales because of the credibility and the kind of interconnection of it all. So that was just a nice little bit of best practice there. So wow, yeah, let me just have a look. Those logos are great accolades. They certainly are. That's why I work with Simon and continue to work with Simon, associate with the best. And that is okay, great. So do you know what? Let me just have a look here. Let's just see. Okay, Otter. Okay, so last two tools we're going to share. Otter.ai, free voice to transcript tool, 600 minutes of free transcription a month. Thank you very much, Terry Lee. So Otter, OTTER.ai, free voice to transcript tool, gives you 600 minutes free a month. Robert is saying Millionaire Secret Habits by Dean Graziosi. Yeah, he's the guy who does a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins, one of the best books I've read. So that's Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Hootsuite for managing social platforms. I promise this is the last two. You guys have over-delivered today. See, like attracts like. We've all brought value to the table and we're all learning from each other. Michael, that's a lie. You didn't buy my book 101 Ways last year. I gave it away. I've never sold that book, but I'm glad that you've got it. Simon, over to you, my friend. So now we're going to have the big man himself, Simon Coulson, talking about an all-in-one tool, which even I'm excited to hear about, which apparently can do a lot of the stuff and even better of like lead pages and click funnels. So let's hand it. Let's thank you for your time, for your engagement this morning. Really appreciate the value that you've shared. If you'd like that offer, please just access it. But now let's hand over to Mr. Internet Business School himself, Simon Coulson.